What we saying, guys? Exltd here, and we are back with a new video. This video we're going to be discussing some tips and tricks for hitbox on Dragon Ball FighterZ. If you use a hitbox controller, some tips and tricks that you may not be familiar with or you may not be using. As always, thank you guys so much for the support. We are now on 3,000 subs. The road to 10k is still there. Please like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so first things first, when it comes to hitbox, one of the things you have to understand is that they have a thing called SOCD. Now what this means is that this is an input cleaner, and it means that when you hold back and forwards on the hitbox, right, together it gives you a neutral input, right? So if you hold back and forwards together, it gives you a neutral input. You can see on the virtual controller it's in the middle. If I'm tapping forward, you can see what happens, and if I'm tapping back, you can see what happens. Now on hitbox, something I don't see a lot of people using when they play hitbox, they tend to use hitbox like a normal arcade stick. And there's nothing wrong with that. Play how you want to play, do what you want to do. However, when I buy a piece of hardware that has all these different kinds of benefits, I want to maximize it and try and use it to my own advantage. Now, we're going to learn about this certain type of dash that you can use in certain situations. It is not the best dash to use, but in certain situations it's very good. And when I explain it to you, you'll understand its advantages straight away. So if you want to dash normally forwards, you can just tap forwards twice. If you want to dash backwards, naturally you would tap backwards twice, right? Now on hitbox, you can hold back, and because of what I told you before with the SOCD cleaner, by holding forwards and back at the same time, it gives you a neutral input. If you hold back and you tap forward twice, it gives you a back dash. Now, if you cannot understand the advantages of this, then you need to start thinking a bit harder, because if I want to start doing a string against Bardock, I can just literally hold back the whole time and tap forwards, and by holding back and tapping forwards, it gives me a back input. By holding forwards and tapping back twice, it gives me a forward input. It doesn't show it on the hitbox viewer or the virtual controller, but if you're a hitbox player, try this. Holding back and tapping forwards twice gives you a backdash. Now this is very, very strong. Why? Because you can just quickly backdash away in certain situations. You can literally backdash in certain situations. You can hold up forward and get an IAD back without letting go of back. Literally, you can move forward and be holding back and then just tap forwards twice. You do not have to let go of back. You are always blocking. This is very, very strong, and something I would say you have to add to your arsenal if you're not using it already. Now guys, building up on this, there is a even better forward and back dash that you can do on hitbox, and it's called the free frame dash or the instant dash. Now this can be used in any game, and it gives you a non-telegraphed dash. So sometimes, let's say you're playing a different kind of game, right? Even FighterZ, it doesn't matter. You're moving left and right, and then you can see that they kind of want to move forward. Like, you can see by how Goku Blue's moving whether he's going to go forwards or back. You get a kind of telegraphed, a little bit of a visual cue before he moves forward, right? If you do it this way, it's almost an instantaneous dash. Literally, it's almost an instant dash, right? And the way to do it is you have to hold forwards, then quickly tap back forwards. And because of the SOCD input cleaner, it gives you the button that you first held down, and it doubles the input. So if I do it this way, I literally get a forward dash immediately. This is a free frame dash. And if I do it the other way, I get a back dash immediately. Why is this good? Well, there's a reason why I'm using Goku Blue. Because let's say he's doing this pressure, right? You can just quickly go in for the command grab. If you time it properly, you can just quickly go in for the command grab afterwards. It's not a normal dash you're doing like this. It's a quick dash, right? It's a quick dash in, and then you can get the command grab quickly. This is something that will take a bit of time to master, but it's literally a free frame dash, a non-telegraphed dash that works in pretty much every fighting game. This is something you have to learn. Alright guys, now the next thing I want to talk about is how easy it is to fuzzy jump with hitbox. Now for example, look at this, right? It looks like I'm teabagging. I am teabagging, right? But I'm holding back to block. Look how easy it is to switch between down block and standing block, right? A crouching block and a standing block, literally like this. 2 buttons, right? When you are blocking in the corner, it is very easy for you to fuzzy block, because you literally just to hold back or down back and then switch to up and block. And literally any opportunity that you can see, don't do it all the time. There are some situations where they can be baiting out fuzzy block and all this kind of stuff, right? Or they have things to stop a fuzzy block. But in some situations, this is very, very useful for you to get out of your opponent's pressure, especially if it's fake. You have seen sometimes in my videos, I jump out of dragon rushes. This is how I do it. I'm inputting fuzzy block. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways it can be used, and I can also show you that we can do a super jump fuzzy block because of the hitbox by holding down S and doing the fuzzy block input. Now here guys, I'm going to attempt to obviously just show you a quick fuzzy block. When Bardock does the 6M, I'll do a fuzzy block, right? So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to fuzzy block with a hitbox. Literally, I just have to keep pressing back and I jump at the same time. I can literally spam it out if I think he's going to do a move. After he's done all his lows right and I don't think he's going to do anything, I can try and fuzzy block. Now in this instance guys, I'm going to try and super jump fuzzy block. While I'm doing the same thing, I'm going to hold down S, right? Because you already know when you hold down S and you jump, it gives you super jump properties, right? Because of the new changes in the patch. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold down S and I'm going to do the same thing, and it will show you that you can super jump fuzzy block. Why is this good? Because if your opponent does a move where you can escape their pressure, it allows you to escape the corner instantly. And if it doesn't work, you fuzzy block. But look how high Goku Blue is going to be in this situation. Lastly guys, you can actually be holding back, right? Not let go of the back button whilst you're in the air or whatever, and still get the quarter circle back input by using your other 2 directional buttons. So I'm holding back in this instance, right? And by doing this, right? By doing the quarter circle back with the other 2 directional buttons whilst holding back, I literally get the input. So if I'm doing the IID backwards and I want to do a level 3, I can literally just use the other 2 buttons while still blocking. If I want to get ES grab, I can literally do the same thing while still blocking. This is very, very strong. For example, if I want to use Goku Blue, right? I'm holding back. You can see I'm holding back, right? I'm pressuring and I want to get an EX command grab. I can literally just use the other 2 buttons and get it while still holding back. So guys, if this is not showing you the benefits of using hitbox in Dragon Ball FighterZ, I don't know what will. If you're using hitbox like a normal arcade stick and you're not implementing the shortcuts, I think you are nerfing yourself in this regard. Take your time, learn the shortcuts, and it will help you improve. That's it for the video guys. I can say that I have literally played this game using every single type of controller. I've used a normal controller, Xbox controller, I've used an arcade stick, I've used the hitbox, and I can safely say that it really does not matter what controller you use. You need to put the time and effort into mastering the fundamentals with the controller, making sure that your competence is very high with the controller, and making sure that whatever you want to do with the controller, you do in the game. That is the best way for you to improve whilst using any controller. It does not matter. Yes, the hitbox has advantages in some areas, but so does the controller and the arcade stick. It really doesn't matter. It's your mastery over the equipment you use that allows you to improve in this type of way. As always guys, thank you so much for the recent support. We're on the road to 10k. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.